At his core, he pours his heart into inspiring you to be you and crush your days with meaning, with passion, and in your own original style. He's spoken for many audiences, including a TEDx talk and several AFSP Out of the Darkness walks. He's a dedicated volunteer for our mission. Please join me in welcoming my friend, Aunt DeMario.
Real quick, if you could look to your left or your right, and if you feel comfortable giving that person a hug, or those people a hug, or a high five, or a handshake, say thank you for being. Let's acknowledge each other for a moment. What a beautiful sea of people here today. This is amazing. I love it. My name is Anthony DeMario, and I'm a feeler, or a highly sensitive person. By show of hands, how many people can relate to that here? Feel on, feelers. I battled anxiety and depression my entire life, and for most of it, I had no idea. The change in season would drape me in sadness. I would cry uncontrollably for no reason at all. I didn't understand me, so I didn't love me. I was afraid to be judged, so I didn't talk about it. And I fell into the stigma that we need to crush. I hid well, too well, and I exhausted myself to be everything that everyone wanted me to be, but me. I was so loved, yet I was so alone. As we know, 350 million people worldwide suffer from depression, yet it goes undiagnosed, undertreated, put to the side. So go pull yourself out of it. And a part of my mission is to let those people outside of us know that depression is not go pull yourself out of it. And I hope they hear our roar today. Depression is a real, silent illness. And for me, it's the ghost that haunts me in my sleep, keeping me anxiously awake at night. It's the chains that lock my feet into the ground, too exhausted to move in the heart of a storm. But I want you to know, love, whatever storm, whatever heaviness, whatever battle you're trying to navigate, you are not alone. And it's okay to talk. It's okay to cry, to hurt, and to heal that heart of yours. And it's okay to be you. The world needs your light. By being you, you help other people be who they are. By telling your story with courage, you give others strength to speak their truth. My story, your story, our stories, they matter. We all could become relatable messages of hope for someone somewhere in the midst of their darkest battle. So never stop speaking your truth. It was a few falls ago, and I was feeling extra this morning. I knew I had to get to the coffee shop and write, because writing makes me happier. I knew I had to be around people and feel connected, because those connections build a life of meaning. But I was in my car. I couldn't get myself out of my car. I started to overthink of me going inside this room, and I didn't feel like moving at all. Then I got too exhausted. Then I got in my head and not in my heart. And anxiety, it's a bully sometimes, isn't it? I finally, with focus, get myself into the coffee shop, my coffee, and it was ice cold. Motionless in the gloom for some time. Depression, it's a monster, isn't it? Through focus, I got myself up to get another cup of coffee. And this barista, this gentleman, he saw my bracelet. He said, "What is that?" I said, "It's be you. I'm empowering people to be who they are, because it's the beautiful light that the world needs." He said, "Okay." Before I could even sit down, he came to me. He said, "I don't know why I feel comfortable telling you this, but I lost a friend to suicide. And I had thoughts myself, but I want you to know that I'm talking to somebody. I got all the right disciplines in place, and I want to live." And we hugged in that moment. I needed that connection in that moment. I needed that. 2 weeks later, I went back to the coffee shop, and I saw this gentleman. There was sadness in his eyes, and I knew that all too well. So I went to my bag. I got a bracelet. I wrote on my note, I said, "You are enough." And I left it on the counter. Before I could sit down again, he came to me, and in tears, he said, "I needed this today. I needed this." So you don't know what battle somebody's facing, so be patient with your words and share kindness. Like the sun, me, you, we will rise again, and we'll shine through. So stay. So why me in this moment? Sharing my story. Well, for a bigger part of my life, my story was built on fear, because I lost a lot of people in my life growing up. It was built on fear to be who I was, because I felt different. I was afraid to express that. I didn't write my story in a way that empowered choice. So I wasn't equipped or prepared for the storms that came rumbling in, whispering despair. I lost my best friend to cancer. I came home one unlucky night, and I found my mom unresponsive. I ended up saving her life. And then I failed out of college. I started to become overwhelmed. I started to abuse and try to numb the pain. And then I lost myself. I slipped, and I fell into the depths of depression. It felt like I was walking through halls of emptiness, echoes of nothingness. I put myself in my room for months. I hated who I was becoming. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I pushed everybody out of my life. But it was one day, my best friend Sean called me, and I don't even know why I answered, but I picked up the phone. And I said, Sean, why are you calling me? It's because you always make me smile. I had the worst day of my life. I can't tell you that my life changed at that moment, but I got enough energy. I went over to my dresser. I got a card. It was a therapist that was recommended to me. I got in my car, and I didn't know how powerful it was to listen to music to improve the mood. I put my favorite song on. I didn't know how powerful it was to talk to yourself in a kind way. I said, Anthony, you're strong. Anthony, you're brave. Anthony, you got a reason to be. I was crying. I got myself to the parking lot, and I never forget this day. I got out of my car. I felt raw, I felt alive, and that was the first time I scheduled an appointment to talk. And I haven't stopped talking ever since, because talk saves lives. Thank you. I started to learn about myself, anxiety and depression, be who I was, grow emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. I started to spread the BU message. I found my message in my mess. But then I realized life's amazing, beautiful, it's intense, but life is unpredictable. It was 6:17 in the morning, and I'll never forget this moment. My mom called me. I said, Mom, why are you calling me so early? She says, are you sitting down? I got to tell you something. I said, Mom, tell me what you got to tell me. She said, your friend took his life. I said, Mom, no. I said, Mom, no, I beat this battle. I'm going to help others. Mom, no. But our lives are moment to moment, and in those moments we make decisions. We decide what to focus on, what it means, and what to do. I decided that I needed to tell his story. I decided that I needed to connect to something bigger than me, and I decided I needed to never stop talking and sharing my story, because our stories matter. So I found the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, the Syracuse chapter that Missy alluded to, and I haven't stopped ever since. Because your story, my story, they matter. We all become relatable messages of hope for someone somewhere in the midst of their darkest battle. So we cannot stop writing our stories. We are the light that other people need. We are hope. So everything came to fruition when I connected to something bigger than me. And recently I was talking to a group of lovely students. It was a safe place. There was therapists and guidance counselors. I said, does anybody want to share anything? And this young girl, she pulled me aside. She said, do you see this tattoo? I said, yeah, it's beautiful. She said, this tattoo reminds me to express self-love daily. This tattoo covers my self-injury scars, but that was the old me, and this is the new me, and that is my truth. Her story, my story, our stories, they matter. Don't let anybody dim your light. Don't let anybody quiet your voice, and don't let anybody tell you who you can and cannot be. You are beautiful, you are brave, you are strong. Never stop being you. The world needs your light. My name is Anthony DeMario. I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you so much. Let's light up the darkness.